The National Transportation Safety Board is an independent U.S. government investigative agency responsible for civil transportation accident investigation. In this role, the NTSB investigates and reports on aviation accidents and incidents, certain types of highway crashes, ship and marine accidents, pipeline incidents and railroad accidents. When requested, the NTSB will assist the military and foreign governments with accident investigation. The NTSB is also in charge of investigating cases of hazardous materials releases that occur during transportation. The agency is based in Washington, D.C. The agency also operates a national training center at its Ashburn facility. History. The origin of the NTSB was in the Air Commerce Act of 1926, which assigned the United States Department of Commerce responsibility for investigating domestic aviation accidents. In 1940, this authority was transferred to the Civil Aeronautics Board's newly formed Bureau of Aviation Safety. In 1967, Congress created a separate cabinet-level Department of Transportation, which among other things established the Federal Aviation Administration as agency under the DOT. At the same time, the NTSB was established as an independent agency which absorbed the Bureau of Aviation Safety's responsibilities. However, from 1967 to 1975, the NTSB reported to the DOT for administrative purposes, while conducting investigations into the Federal Aviation Administration, also a DOT agency. To avoid any conflict, Congress passed the Independent Safety Board Act, and on April 1, 1975, the NTSB became a fully independent federal agency. As of 2015, update, the NTSB has investigated over 140,000 aviation incidents and several thousand surface transportation incidents. Organization. Formally, the National Transportation Safety Board refers to a five-manager investigative board whose 5 members are nominated by the President and confirmed by the Senate for 5-year terms. No more than 3 of the 5 members may be from the same political party. One of the 5 board members is nominated as the chairman by the President and then approved by the Senate for a fixed 2-year term. Another is designated as vice chairman and becomes acting chairman when there is no formal chairman. This board is authorized by Congress under Chapter 11, Title 49 of the United States Code to investigate civil aviation, highway, marine, pipeline, and railroad accidents and incidents. This 5-member board is authorized to establish and manage separate sub-offices for highway, marine, aviation, railroad, pipeline, and hazardous materials investigations. Collectively, National Transportation Safety Board. The Safety Board, or NTSB, is used to refer to the entire investigative agency established and managed by this 5-member board. As of December 2015, update, Christopher A. Hart is chairman of the NTSB, and T. Bella Dinzar is vice chairman. The board also includes Robert L. Sumwalt and L. F. Wiener, and has 1 vacant seat. Since its creation, the NTSB's primary mission has been to determine the probable cause of transportation accidents and incidents and to formulate safety recommendations to improve transportation safety based on the results of investigations within its jurisdiction. The NTSB issues formal safety recommendations to agencies and institutions with the power to implement those recommendations. The NTSB considers safety recommendations to be its primary tool for preventing future civil transportation accidents. However, the NTSB does not have the authority to enforce its safety recommendations. Investigations. The NTSB is the lead agency in the investigation of a civil transportation accident or incident within its sphere. An investigation of a major accident within the United States typically starts with the creation of a go team, composed of specialists in fields relating to the incident who are rapidly deployed to the incident location. The GO team can have as few as 3 to 4 people or as many as a dozen, depending on the nature of the incident. Following the investigation, the agency may then choose to hold public hearings on the issue. Ultimately, it will publish a final report which may include safety recommendations based on its findings. The NTSB has no legal authority to implement or impose its recommendations, which must be implemented by regulators at either the federal or state level or individual transportation companies. Aviation. The NTSB has primary authority to investigate every civil aviation accident in the United States. The agency is also authorized to conduct investigations involving both civilian and military aircraft with the participation of appropriate military authorities for certain accidents. Due to resource limitations, the board will ask the FAA to collect the factual information at the scene of the accident. The NTSB bases its report on that information. Surface transportation. The NTSB has the authority to investigate all highway accidents and incidents, including incidents at railway grade crossings. In cooperation with a state, the NTSB has primary jurisdiction over railway accidents and incidents which result in death or significant property damage, or which involve a passenger train. Marine. For marine investigations, jurisdiction into investigations is divided between the NTSB and the U.S. Coast Guard. The division of investigative jurisdiction and responsibilities is prescribed in a detailed Memorandum of Understanding between the two agencies. Pipeline. The NTSB has primary jurisdiction over pipeline incidents which involve a fatality, substantial property damage, or significant injury to the environment. Assistance to criminal investigations. The NTSB has primary jurisdiction over civil transportation investigations, but not criminal investigations. If the Attorney General declares the case to be linked to a criminal act, the NTSB must relinquish control of the investigation to the Federal Bureau of Investigation. The NTSB may still provide technical support to the FBI in such investigations. In a high-profile example, the NTSB sent aviation accident investigators with knowledge of aircraft structures and flight recorders to assist the FBI's criminal investigation into the September 11, 2001 attacks. Assistance to other domestic agencies. In addition to assisting the Department of Justice in criminal investigations, the NTSB has also assisted the National Aeronautics and Space Administration in its investigations of both the Challenger and the Columbia Space Shuttle disasters. The NTSB also provides assistance on request to the U.S. military in its investigation of military incidents within the realm of the NTSB's expertise, such as the crash of an Air Force transport plane in former Yugoslavia that took the lives of more than 30 Americans, including Commerce Secretary Ron Brown. Assistance to foreign governments. The NTSB may assist in incident or accident investigations occurring outside the United States under certain circumstances. These may include accidents or incidents involving American-registered or American-owned civil aircraft or aircraft with U.S. manufactured components in foreign airspace. The NTSB will also on occasion provide technical and other advice to transportation investigative boards in countries that do not have the equipment or specialized technicians available to undertake all aspects of a complex investigation. Significant investigations conducted by the NTSB in all modes of transportation in recent years include the collapse of the I-35 West Highway Bridge in Minneapolis, Minnesota, the collision between two transit trains in Washington, D.C., the pipeline explosion that destroyed much of a neighborhood in San Bruno, California, the sinking of an amphibious vessel in Philadelphia, and the crash of a regional airliner near Buffalo, New York. Recommendations as of 2014. Update. The NTSB has issued about 14,000 safety recommendations in its history, 73% of which have been adopted in whole or in part by the entities to which they were directed. Starting in 1990, the NTSB has annually published her Most Wanted list, which highlights safety recommendations that the NTSB believes would provide the most significant, and sometimes immediate, benefit to the traveling public. Among transportation safety improvements brought about or inspired by NTSB recommendations: aviation mid-air collision avoidance technology, ground proximity warning systems, airborne wind shear detection and alert systems, smoke detectors in lavatories and fuel tank inerting, highway graduated driver's license laws for young drivers, age 21 drinking laws, smart airbag technology, rear high-mounted brake lights, commercial driver's licenses, and improved school bus construction standards. Rail positive train control, improved emergency exits for passenger rail cars, and shelf couplers for hazardous material rail cars. Marine recreational boating safety, improve fire safety on cruise ships, and life-saving devices on fishing vessels. Pipeline excavation damage protection, pipe corrosion protection, and remote shut-off valves. Multimodal alcohol and drug testing in all modes of transportation. Other responsibilities. A little-known responsibility of the NTSB is that it serves as a court of appeals for airmen, aircraft mechanics, certificated aviation-related companies and mariners who have their licenses suspended or revoked by the FAA or the Coast Guard. The NTSB employs administrative law judges which initially hear all appeals, and the administrative law judge's ruling may be appealed to the 5-member board. The board's determinations may be appealed to the federal court system by the losing party, whether it is the individual or company, on the one hand, or the FAA or the Coast Guard, on the other. However, the NTSB's determinations will not be overturned by the federal courts unless the NTSB abused its discretion, or its determination is wholly unsupported by the evidence. The Safety Board maintains a training academy in Ashburn, Virginia, where it conducts courses for its employees and professionals in other government agencies, foreign governments or private companies, in areas such as general accident investigation, specific elements of investigations like survival factors or human performance, or related matters like family affairs or media relations. The facility houses for training purposes the reconstruction of more than 90 feet of the TWA Flight 80 Boeing 747, which was recovered from the Atlantic Ocean after it crashed on July 17, 1996, following a fuel tank explosion.